He told you the right answer in a way. If you could just explain that story to me.
It was in the mid 1940s when one of their friends approached them if they would like to do the bullion business in Trichy. Trichy is geographically the center of Tamil Nadu, and any travel to any city within the state is about 4 to 6 hours traveling distance. So they wanted it to be the hub for distribution of gold. They said if it's a good business opportunity, why not? He said, but are you aware that this is what is called smuggling, and this is not okay for Mother India?
And I really like that you have that spiritual mentor in your life.
Thank you, Nadia. Thank
And
you so
I
much.
think it's something that, you should keep, because at the end of the day, we all need to believe in something. You wear a piece of jewelry and people say, where did you get that from? And you know what I mean? You're having that connection and they go to your jeweler.
There are many factors to the pricing here in Dubai. First is there's no duty on jewelry in Dubai, which is there in Europe and in India. So the jewelry in that sense is far cheaper in Dubai. I'm the youngest in the fourth generation.
Oh, wow. So he's the youngest in the fourth generation.
It's been a legacy that's been handed over to us from 3 generations. So when we inherited the 4th generation, we inherit a tremendous amount of positive legacy along with a huge set of challenges.
Talking about diamonds, there's 2 different types of diamonds. You've got your diamonds that you find in the ground, and we have the lab diamond.
We focus only on natural diamonds. We carry an inventory of only natural diamonds. Lab-grown diamonds, yes, there are people who do ask for it, but we are very open about it and vocal about it. It's as good as buying an original brand or buying a copy.
Welcome back to Corporate Connections. I'm Nadia, your host, and this is the show where we sit down with our members that are inside our community. Today, I have a very special guest. The guest today, whose family has been in the jewelry business for nearly 100 years, 4 generations, a legacy, and he's the one who brought it all the way from India to Dubai. Welcome, Darshan. How are you today?
Amazing. Thank you, Nadia, for the warm introduction. This is Darshan from N Gopaldaas Jewellers. We have been around in Dubai for the last 12-13 years. And my forefathers started it in India in 1929.
Amazing. And it's, nearly 100 years. Like, is it
7 years?
97 years in the jewelry business. Wow. I bet there's so many stories you can tell me. And tell me, how did it actually start?
It started with our great-grandfather taking up a store in Trichy, which is in the heart of Tamil Nadu, by the banks of the river Kaveri. And they wanted to start a jewelry business, rather I would say diamond trading, because there were a lot of wealthy landlords in that belt to whom they would cater diamonds to. And that's how the business started.
Oh, wow. So catering to the wealthy householders. Okay, so when it comes to your business and your family business, I remember going as Corporate Connections, we did a business showcase.
Yeah.
And a business showcase is where we go to our members' factory or shop or office, wherever it is, and we find out more about their business. And when we came to yours, I remember that it was one of my first ones that I ever went to, actually. And it was amazing to see on the wall all of the history, and something really stuck out to me, and we spoke about it before as well, and it's that you had a guru. You have a guru within your family. So can you just explain that to me? Because it was something new that I learned from you. And it's very common, I think, in the Indian culture. But when it comes to my culture, for instance, it's not very common. So tell me about the guru.
So every family in India mostly does have a follower guru. But we are among the few people who bring it into our business as well. We feel the principles and ethics and values that we follow based on the learnings from our guru, the constant guidance that we get from them, whether it be personal discussions, personal problems, business discussions, business growth, business challenges. The forefathers always used to consult the gurus. If there was a difference of opinion between 2 partners, if there was a difference of opinion the way systems were run, and if they were, whether they were concerning moral and ethical values or just business transactions, we always take the guidance from our guru when they're physically available. And when they're not physically available, we try to look back into their teachings and learnings which we have received over the period of past years.
Yeah, and I remember you telling me a story of a time when the guru was he told you the right answer in a way. If you could just explain that story to me again.
This is a story which my father keeps sharing with us often. He's a repository of knowledge and experience in terms of the history of the organization and how we grew. It was in the mid 1940s when one of their friends approached them if they would like to do the bullion business in Trichy. Trichy is geographically the center of Tamil Nadu, and any travel to any city within the state is about 4 to 6 hours traveling distance. So they wanted it to be the hub for distribution of gold. It was a new product line which we were not doing. We were focused more on diamonds and diamond jewelry. So our forefathers, my grandfather and his cousin brother from who was in a city called Kumbakonam, they met the Puja Shimota, who was a guru then, who's my guru even today for my father and the elders. And he said, "Are you sure you want to do it?" So they said, "If it's a good business opportunity, why not?" He said, "But are you aware that this is what is called smuggling, and this is not okay for Mother India?" So they were shocked. They did not realize what they were getting into. And when he suggested that it wouldn't be in their long-term interest, we gave it up. But in 1970s, late 70s, early 80s, one of the friends who had initially proposed the business, he came to the store. He asked for my grandfather because he did not know my father then. My grandfather was no more. And when he spoke to my father and he said, "I am so and so," my father could connect all the dots. And he said, "But sir, why are you here?" He said, "Your father did not take up the opportunity that I gave him. We did make tons of money. We had businesses and houses all over the world. We had bank accounts in Switzerland. We have made all the money in the world. But today, in the last 5 years, all my wealth is wiped out, all lost to health. My family, none of us are together. And I am literally staying alone in a room sharing with someone else. And it was his last few weeks and he passed away."
Wow.
So this is where this guidance and the timely guidance of a guru helps us in choosing the right path when sometimes we do not know what decisions to make.
So it's like a mentor in a sense, a spiritual mentor that helps you on your journey and tries to guide you. I guess they don't tell you yes or no like your guru didn't, but he gives you the options.
Correct. They always tell us the pros and cons of both the situations, and then it is our value system which we have cultivated helps us to make the right choice.
Yeah, and I guess, I think in life and in business, everybody needs that. I look up to my family. My granddad's probably my guru. He's probably not my guru in business because his business mind is completely different to my business mind.
True.
From just the way things have evolved. But I always look up to him as someone that I can trust and I can ask questions to that doesn't judge.
And these are the people who will come first to your mind when you have a challenge. What would have he suggested? What would he have he told? And in that sense, they are the real gurus. Whether it is our grandparents or whether it is a saint or a monk, as long as we are able to resonate with their values and look up to them as our first resort.
Yeah. And you still have your guru today, right?
No, my mother and I, my brother, when we came into business in 1976, when I was born, Pujashri Mota had passed away. He has given up his mortal reins, and that was the time Swami Chinmayananji walks into our house. They were looking for a place for him to stay. He had just had his first heart attack. And in those days, air conditioning was something which was very, very rare. So it was my grandfather's house which had an air conditioning on the ground floor. And the other hosts who were willing to host him had their bedroom on the first floor. Because he had an heart attack, they didn't want him to climb the stairs. He chose to stay at our place. And I think that was a big shift in our life's journey.
And it's amazing that can come from that. Really is.
It's like very, very blessed that we have been able to have Gurudev in our life.
Yeah. It's it's something that we don't take. We take it for granted, should I say? We take it for granted, and you know, a guru could be anyone.
Yes.
But it's understanding and listening to them and finding out the reasons why they think that way or why you should do the opposite way or whatever it is. And I really like that you have that spiritual mentor in your life.
Thank you, Nadia. Thank you
And I
so
think
much.
it's something that, you know, you should keep, because at the end of the day, we all need to believe in something.
So in our store, even today, every store when we open, the first 5 minutes is given for prayers. And the last 2 minutes when we wind up the day, we also do our daily prayers and leave. It's a culture not only at home but also at work.
And it gives you that consistency, it gives you that discipline. And of course, you know, I always think it's karma. So if you're giving out good things, good
Yes.
things are going to come back.
Come back.
And that brings me to my first question that I've been asking all of my members, which is, what's the one belief that changed everything for you?
Growth. Growth is what kept us hooked into moving from Trichy to Chennai to Dubai, and growing stronger by the day. So growth is what has kept us moving.
Yeah. And how have you grown so far? Like you've been, you know, you're from India, okay, and you came to Dubai. And I guess it was quite hard to grow, especially from scratch in a sense, because you've come to a completely new region
Yeah.
and new country. And so how was that?
When we started coming to Dubai, it was more based on clients who invited us here to Dubai. We had clients who would welcome us once a year. We would do exhibitions in their homes and they would refer friends in their network. So when we came in here, it has only been because of the support of our clients. We have slowly grown, we have slowly expanded. But when we finally launched a store in 2011, we realized that the clients who were so far shopping from us were a little concerned if our prices would go up because we had an establishment expense here. So a lot of clients stopped coming to us. So it was a very, very different reality than what we expected. But Alhamdulillah, we grew. We had our own fair share of challenges, but the government has been very supportive in its business orientation to help any businessman to establish here in Dubai. It comes at a price, but I think it's definitely here to help us to look at opportunities which we wouldn't get in other places in the world.
Yeah. So that growth, you believing in growth is there. And that's how Dubai has grown, with that belief. And of course, there's always setbacks in a business. So what do you know now that you wish you knew at the start?
I think we always believed the authenticity of the product was more important. But I understand over a period of 30 years being in the industry that people are more likely to believe in the authenticity of an individual more than the product claim that are there on the packages. So if I was more authentic and I would suggest a product to a client based on their requirement, I think they go far more by that than just the claim of a best product.
No, I totally agree with you. You know, when we sell things, it's not the product you sell, it's the person that sells you it, right?
Yeah.
And I guess things are changing nowadays, which we'll talk about, like AI is coming in, especially like in any industry. If you ignore AI right now, you could be facing a problem in the future.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about how the fifth generation is going to take that forward for you shortly.
Sure.
But what I really, really see is that, you know, businesses that are still on that human to human touch, it's amazing.
Yes.
You know, I think jewelry is like, you know, you wear a piece of jewelry and people say, where did you get that from? And you know what I mean? You're having that connection and they go to your jeweler. I have it all the time, especially when I first came to Dubai, because what we realized was this, that jewelry, diamonds and gold, and they were a lot cheaper here than they were in the UK.
Yeah, still.
Yeah, still. So if you want your jewelry, and the thing was with that, they'd be like, "Oh, can I have your jeweler's number?" Because they want to get things while they're over here on holiday. And I always wondered why. Why is it so expensive in Europe, let's say, and the UK than it is in like Dubai, but I guess it's because we're very close to India where all of the products come from, right?
There are many factors to the pricing here in Dubai. First is there's no duty on jewelry in Dubai, which is there in Europe and in India. So the jewelry in that sense is far cheaper in Dubai. Second is the competition from the Asian market. Asian markets, any product you would find very price conscious from a manufacturer's perspective. So when you look at jewelry in Europe and you're comparing it with any part of Asia or West Asia, I think jewelry has to be cheaper here because of both the consumption, the production, and the less duties that you find here.
So if you do want to get jewelry, Dubai is the place. Okay, so your family has been in the jewelry business since the 1920s. That's 4 generations. So you're the 4th generation right now.
Yes.
In your jewelry business.
I'm the youngest in the 4th generation.
Oh, wow. So he's the youngest in the 4th generation. And what's it like growing up in a legacy like that has done so well and been carried forward? What does it feel like?
It feels privileged. Privileged not only in the sense of the richness that a legacy grants you, but with its fair share of challenges and situations which you tend to understand only as you get into a legacy business. It could be legacy challenges from government officials. They think you have been in the business for decades, and so they expect you to have made your own fair share of money. But when you come into business, you see that it's been a legacy that's been handed over to us from 3 generations. So when we inherited the 4th generation, we inherit a tremendous amount of positive legacy along with a huge set of challenges. Adapting to a mindset from a legacy to a modern generation where everything is changing at a speed which is not easily acceptable and adaptable. For the entire team to align on that is also a legacy challenge. So it comes with its fair share of challenges. Having said that, what do I look forward is how do we look at it? My brother, myself, is when we hand it over, it has to be handed it over better than what we've received before. I think that is where the responsibility of having been a privileged legacy holder stands in.
So as you've taken over this legacy, what are the things that you changed? Because, time changes, you have to change the business. Is there anything that you've changed that's helped you with the growth, which you believe in?
We have adapted very well to the requirements. When we inherited, we were selling only a specific grade and purity of diamonds. We only dealt with a specific grade of diamond jewelry. We would not do jewelry which had gemstones or which had artificial stones in it as a jewelry product because it's less investment value as compared to jewelry which has stones. Jewelry without stones has a better investment value. So we were conservative. We didn't want to give people a product which was unnecessarily expensive, unnecessary according to us, because there were a lot of people who preferred jewelry, who were willing to pay the price for fashion, and we were not open to it. But I think we have adapted to that very well. We still do, we are relative to the market, we are very conservative. We do not push products which have a very, very low resale value or a low investment value. We have adapted to multiple qualities of diamonds. Every store caters to the quality of diamond that sells better in that geography. So what sells in the Middle East is by and large GHVS, GHSI, and that's what we have as a product line for our clients here. While we are in Bombay, we sell EFVS, GHVS, which are still lower in compared to what we sell in South, where we sell only EFVVS. So we've adapted to the geography, and in the product lines, we have adapted to the market we are in. We're slowly adapting to technology. Like you mentioned about AI, yes, we are adapting. But if it is at the speed that is required, only time will tell.
Yeah, I know. I understand that. And going back to the diamonds, by the way, the letters that he was talking about just then are how good the diamond is. That's right.
Correct.
So talking about diamonds, there's two different types of diamonds. You've got your diamonds that you find in the ground, and we have the lab diamonds. So when it comes to lab diamonds and was natural diamonds, which are your biggest sellers right now, or is it just that you sell
We focus only on natural diamonds. We carry an inventory of only natural diamonds. Lab grown diamonds, yes, there are people who do ask for it, but we are very open about it and vocal about it. It's as good as buying an original brand or buying a copy. So, would you be able to carry it with the same style and satisfaction when you carry a copy of a product when you carry the original? You wouldn't. So, that is the sense, the pride, the privileged feeling that you have when you carry a natural diamond will always stand out. Whether it is artificially created, the pricing of diamonds, or whether it is in realistic, is a different subject altogether. Whether a high-end car, Rolls Royce, deserves the value that they claim for it is a different discussion altogether. But the price makes the product premium.
Yeah, I know. I always thought to myself I could get a bigger lab grown diamond or a smaller natural diamond. But I've always gone for natural diamonds just because, as you said, the privilege. And I think that when you know that something is real, you look after it more as well.
Yeah, the satisfaction which you get is definitely there, which you're not going to get unless you're doing it only to present yourself among a few people. But internally, you know it's not a natural diamond. So you're never going to have that joy.
I know, I totally agree. It's like if you get a fake watch, right? You never have that. So, you were the one that brought your jewelry brand here. What made you choose the UAE?
This is a huge point that I would love to share. We were passing to the US in 2000, early 2012, and when we returned, we came to the UAE. We have always been bringing in jewelry into Dubai since '97. Officially, we would carry it. Dubai Customs would, and the Indian would cross Indian Customs, clear it at Dubai Customs, sell our goods and take it back. We've also tried opening an outlet in Singapore and in Australia, but we found that the customs and the government officials here were so friendly. They were very transparent about things, and the processes were very, very quick. What took us here 6 hours to clear customs in Dubai, in any other part of the world, would take anywhere between 72 hours and 5 working days. So
Wow, that's a lot, right?
it's a lot of time. It's a lot of time, and with jewelry carrying, it becomes a lot of unnecessary pressure because the jewelry, if it were to lie in the customs warehouse, it is definitely safe. But yeah, we are humans at the end of the day, and we do feel restless if the goods, as a businessman, if the products are not secure in my own jewelry store or at my own house.
I agree.
In that sense, Dubai was very, very fast in processing the paperwork. They were instant. Whatever duty deposits we would use to give back in those days, they would keep the currency that we gave. They gave us the choice to carry either dollars, British pounds, or dirhams. We could leave with the duty deposit with the customs officer, and they would say, you don't have to convert a currency if you don't have dirhams. And they would give back the entire currency back to us when we go out, and we could pay from the currency that we've sold in Dubai. I don't think any other part of the world would be so conscious for a client to save on exchange prices. And
Yeah.
and that way, and they would refund the duty on the spot. It wasn't that we will go and get credited to your account. Back in those days, it was not as busy and as complex as it is today. But even today, with duty being online, we submit it to the customs, but the refunds are instant. They are not processed over a period of time. So Dubai is a busy, very, very business friendly society.
Yeah, and I think, we see that in a lot of different things. Like when you move your business here, when you set up businesses, they can happen very, very quickly. Or even if you just move house here and get visas, they're trying to really process things as quick as they can in the UAE. So it's great to know even customs are at that stage, especially with jewelry at a high value, when you don't want to leave it in, of course, the warehouses. Not that they wouldn't be safe, but of course, like you said, it's peace of mind as well. The jewelry industry is changing.
Yes.
Tastes, people's buying habits, and how people shop. Of course, like they're shopping online now as well as. What are you actually seeing right now with your customers, and how are you evolving in your business?
I was there back in the jewelry show in India a couple of years back, and I'll be going back this August. And I'd say the industry is throbbing. the pace of growth, the volume of growth is beyond a single dweller's imagination. Every industry, every part of the industry, rather every segment of the industry across the world is growing at a pace and volumes which the population is exploding at. Every jeweler is adapting to technology in his scale of ability, little or more. As far as manufacturing of jewelry is concerned, we now are able to show to clients exactly what the final product would be when they customize an order, much before we initiate the process of melting the gold. Earlier, back in those days, it was not so. This was something which the jewelry industry adapted about 10, 15 years back. But today, we are adapting, not me personally as a jeweler, but the industry is adapting to 3D printing of gold. So you approve a design online, and there are jewelers who print it through a gold printing machine. So we are adapting to the modernization of science. As far as gemstones are concerned, lab grown diamonds, diamonds, people have adapted. It was a big shock to the industry when it came out as a product. The market has adapted. People are understanding the difference. And the latest news is you can't call lab grown diamond as a lab grown diamond because it confuses the people. So by law, we would have to call them as synthetic stones and not as diamonds at all.
Oh, I didn't know that. I've learned something new today. So it's synthetic stone.
Yes.
So when it comes to designs, are you seeing very elaborate designs or are you seeing very simple designs? What is the trend right now?
Both are in trend. So if you're looking at a person, a teenager or a youngster who's looking for a daily wear of jewelry, they're looking at trendy stuff. And some of the brands are popularizing designs which are very simple and elegant, which is what the youngsters want. At the same time, when you look at people who are getting married, people who are looking for bridal jewelry, they're looking at really, really elaborate stuff. The mixing of multiple gemstones into a jewelry, or just exclusive high-end gemstones into fusing them into jewelry, with jewelry being both traditionally made and modern adaptations in terms of its fixtures, in terms of its flexibility. You could convert a bracelet to a necklace. You could multiple options of the same piece of jewelry. So both elaborate and extremely delicate are both equally in trend.
Okay. And when it comes to diamonds, what's the biggest diamond that you've sold?
What we have sold is a 8 carat D flawless is what I have sold. And that was through a Corporate Connections referral.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, and that would be quite a lot of money. How much would that be?
I think it was about 2.5 million dirhams.
And can you wear that on your finger? 8 carat?
Oh, yes. You couldn't carry it off easily.
Okay.
So I know people who carry a 12 carat piece, a 20 carat piece on their finger. There are people who carry 3 carat as a nose pin. So,
wow. There I am with the 1 carat diamond earrings. I need to upgrade to my 8 carat very soon. Okay, so when it comes to the 5th generation, so this is the generation that you'll be passing on the legacy to. What do you see next for them? Like, what's going to be their challenges, and where do you want to see them take the brand?
So my brother has been focusing on handing over a much larger legacy than he inherited. I'm the operations guy. I focus on establishing systems and processes to ensure profitability, but he ensures that the brand grows. And he has been focusing on franchising. So I think last month was our first new venture in about a decade. We started business with Australia, and India has a free trade agreement with Australia, so it's easier for us to export jewelry. Even if it was a single order that we receive online, we can ship it through FedEx. It's not very expensive. It's absorbable in the product. And we just opened our franchisee in Dallas.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. So looking at franchising it out and handing over to the next generation a much larger enterprise with a more robust system than we had is what we're looking forward to.
And how are you going to incorporate AI into that?
We've started incorporating AI through it at our backend systems for our digital marketing. We've started incorporating for the HR processes. But as far as jewelry is directly concerned, we are only able to use it at this stage for designing purposes. When a client requests for a design, for us to give them a quick preview of how the changes would look is very instantaneous on Gemini for that matter, because Gemini is very friendly with pictures. But there is so much more that we're still exploring and trying to adapt to it. uh, I don't know how easy or difficult situation is going to be, but looking forward to integrate it. Yes.
Well, hopefully it will make your job much easier, and of course the fifth generation much easier. So Darshan, when it comes to buying physical gold, where can we buy it, and how easy is it accessible? And not only that, if I keep the gold, where can I cash it in?
Any of the retailers would give you bullion gold. It's up to you where your comfort is, but we at N Gopaldaas Jewellers would be able to give you the most competitive prices in the market. Hold them back, and if you're looking at a volume of about 300 to 500 grams, we would also accept them as a deposit and give you an interest on that. But encashing it, you can encash gold in Dubai anytime. You would get about 2 or 3% less than what the retail selling price is. Most of the jewelers would be able to encash it for you if you had the proper documents for it.
And I've not had time to look, but how much has gold gone up in the last year?
I think the last year and a half, it went up by about 50%. And now there's been a correction of about 10-12%, if I'm correct.
Okay, so it's gone up around about 40% in the last year.
Yes.
There and here. And where do you expect it to go right now? How much is gold? Do we know how much gold is?
I think today's price is around $4,150 per ounce per 31 grams. It's been stable in the last 1 week. I think by the year end, we expect it to go to at least by about 20% up to about $5,000.
So it's a good time to buy right now.
It's definitely a good time to buy.
And we've talked about gold, but there was a dramatic influx in silver.
Yes.
We saw this, right? As it stayed up?
Silver stayed up. It didn't stay up. Silver went down pretty much. But it shot up it shot up about from $38-40 an ounce to about $90-100 an ounce. And today it is around $65 an ounce. So the rise was very high. The correction was also substantial. But again, if you look at it from last year's price, we are still at least 50% more than what it was.
And do you think it's going to go up with silver as well as gold?
Silver is a very difficult industry to predict at this point in time because the consumption is not clear where the consumptions are and why the sudden spike. But yes, as a product, the market does advise it equally as good as gold in terms of an investment.
And just one last question before you go, and it's to give one piece of advice to our listeners who are building an empire right now in the UAE. What one piece of advice can you give them?
Buy jewelry that you would love to use. Let it not be impulsive. Let it be well thought of. If you're looking at it from an investment perspective, the decision has to be different. If you're looking at it from a perspective of wear it out in a particular event, the decision is different. So feel free to talk to people who understand the industry, who would guide you the right way.
And when it comes to buying a jewelry piece for investment, how does that look?
When you say investment, there are 2-3 aspects to investment, Nadia. One is people look at it, investment as a safe haven where the product doesn't diminish or deplete. And I think gold, jewelry, and gold is a very good form in that sense. Diamond jewelries are good, although you would lose about 10 to 20% depending on the market and the price rise. But when you look at investment from a perspective of increase, a lot of people look at investment not only as a safe haven, but they also look at it at growth of investment. Then I think the gold pricing now is right. Diamonds are not appreciated very much in the last decade, I would say. They are a very safe haven, but definitely not sure if the appreciation would be as good. The third aspect to investment is liquidity. How fast can you liquidate when you need it? So if you're looking at it, gold bullion is the only answer for it because instantly you can sell at any point of the day or night. You can encash it. Gemstones and diamonds take time to encash. They are like having a premium property which doesn't sell off overnight. So it depends on what perspective of investment you will look at.
I see. So I think I'm going to stick with the gold boys and the silver boys. I'll make sure that I feel rich with them.
We are in the business of crafting joy through luxury. So it depends on what exactly you're looking for.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for today. I really appreciate you coming on the show. I hope you enjoyed yourself. We definitely enjoyed finding out, should we buy gold? Should we do it digitally? What the difference is between lab-grown diamonds and real natural diamonds? And is it actually better to get the lab-grown diamonds, or is it better to get the natural diamonds? Thank you so much, Darshan. And where can we find you?
We are in Karama. We are on the Kuwait Street, just opposite to the large day today in Dubai. N Gopaldaas Jewellers is the name of the store.
Amazing. So if you do want to buy your gold physically, if you do want to get jewelry made, this is the man. He's got over 100 years of experience in this business from all of his family. He's here to share with us how jewelry should be made and how it should make you feel, how it should make you richer, investment wise. So thank you so much. And we look forward to seeing you again. And I'll see you again on the next Corporate Connections podcast. Thank you very much.